Welcome back to the Penncast, Off the Record. This is episode number 5. I think this is our second to last episode of the semester.
Yeah, we don't have any left.
We're winding down, which is crazy. It feels like the semester has flown by.
Bro, low-key, I would agree.
But it feels like it feels like every week is so fast. But then looking back, I'm like, this semester's been so long.
I don't know, like, I really feel like when I moved in, like, the day that I moved in here, like, this semester, it really does feel like yesterday. So for me, like, the totality definitely feels like it's gone by.
It has gone by very
Every
quick.
week does go by fast.
It's so
and
quick.
Before you know, it's Friday.
Exactly.
And you're tired. And your phone's only at, like, 15%.
True. So you charge your phone, like, once a week?
Yeah. So, yeah.
All right. So this week we're talking about kind of the old phrase, actions speak louder than words. I was actually talking to our advisor the other day. I was talking to Mo about this, and we were talking about how, like, he's from Bosnia. And we were talking about how in Bosnia, people don't usually express affection through words. It's more through actions. So he was talking about how his parents don't say, like, I love you, but they show it. And we were kind of talking about how in the U.S., it tends to be very, like, words-centered and maybe not so much actions. And I thought that was a really interesting conversation and could make for a good topic today. So.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. You know, I guess the way that I thought about this was in terms of, like, not necessarily with other people, but more like with yourself and what you do.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. I was walking back from the gym this morning, and it really hit me, like, anything that you want in your life, you have to, like, go actively, like, get it.
Yeah.
Or, like, do it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I know some, and I'm sure you know some. We all know people who say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
When this happens, when I do this, when this person does this, when, you know.
Yeah.
But then a lot of times, there is no follow-through.
Yeah. Oh,
And
I'm that person sometimes.
And it happens, right? But then it gets to the point where it's like after a while, when people say things, you kind of just like, all right, yeah, like there you go again, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think for me, it's kind of the idea of just, you know, not just kind of putting your money where your mouth is and kind of, you know, walking the walk.
Yeah.
In terms of stuff like that.
I like that. I actually hadn't thought about that from, like, a personal
That's
lens.
interesting what you're talking about, though. I didn't think about what you were saying, though.
Yeah, well, because I think from a personal lens, like, for me, I journal a lot.
Sure.
And, like, I can journal as much as I want about how I feel and what I want and things like that. But, like, if I don't do things, that's not going to get me anywhere. And, in fact, I was journaling last night, and I was like, I need to start setting boundaries for myself. Because, I don't know, I've gotten really, like, I've just been watching a lot of TV lately. And I realized last night, like, there's really not that much difference between me watching 6 episodes of a show back to back and me just scrolling on Instagram for that amount of time. It's the same kind of, like, dopamine loop. Like, it's kind of the same thing. So I was writing down, like, all right, I need to limit myself. If I want to watch a movie, I can watch 1 movie. If I want to watch a show, if it's a 20-minute show, I can watch 2 episodes, and then I have to do something else. Now, like you're saying, I have to put that into action. I have to actually follow through, and we'll see how that goes. But I do think, I think that actions, you know, like the saying goes, actions speak louder than words, but sometimes you have to start with words also. But I know, for me, I was kind of thinking about this from an outward perspective. Like, you can't just say things and expect people to always believe you in what you're saying if there's no change or if there's no demonstration of that being the case. Like, for example, I was talking to my friend yesterday and we were talking about how, like, this is really, like, seasonal depression season. You know, it can be hard to really do anything, you know, get out of bed, do your skincare routine, take a shower, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And instead of being like, oh, well, you know, if you ever need anything, let me know. I said, would it be helpful if I texted you sometimes and just checked in, like, hey, are you doing okay? Are you taking care of yourself? And she was like, yeah, that'd be really helpful. Do you want me to do the same thing? And I was like, yeah, that would be really helpful. So I think, like, I could show her, or I could say to her, like, hey, I care about you, let me know if you need anything. But it's really not that much more effort for me to be like, hey, I can do this tangible thing to show you that I care and that I want you to be doing well. So,
yeah.
That's
a wonderful thing. And I completely agree. 3 things I want to say.
Okay.
I think in order to do some of the things that we know will be better for us, they're sometimes more difficult.
Yeah.
And I believe, man, listen, like, and it takes another level of discipline and accountability, whether it's self-accountability or accountability from other people.
Mm-hmm.
And for us, like, for me, you know, I can speak for myself, the things that I do in my life, I have to do, in order for me to stay afloat and keep my head above water, I have to do these certain things, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't, you know, I brush my teeth every day. Obviously I want my breath to smell good,
right.
But it's not about that. I don't put the skincare on because I want to look young all the time or because I want to look young when I'm old. It's not about that. I don't shower because I want to, you know, those are the things that I have to do in order to be well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's not always easy.
Yeah.
And those are just, you know, little things. It could also be a matter of, like, going to class, going to work, getting a job, you know, reaching out to people that you haven't talked to in a while. It can be a lot of different things. So I think it takes a different level of discipline and accountability to do those things that can be difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Second, the part about, in terms of, like, people to people, right? If you're talking to someone and it's like the boy who cried wolf, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or if you have these people in your life and they continuously do things that hurt you or, you know, are not nice to you or whatever, I'm sure you know.
Yeah, oh yeah.
An apology isn't going to do anything if nothing, you know,
Yeah.
nothing changes if nothing changes.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So with people in your life, until you start to see that, you know, you might believe them 1, 2, 3, you know.
Right.
But with me, it's like with the Steelers, bro. This is ridiculous, but the Steelers are a terrible football team, and they can't win certain games.
Yeah.
After years of watching and witnessing, you don't expect them to win those games anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like to say, people will show you who you are, who they are.
Yeah.
It gets to a point where you have no choice but to believe them.
Yeah.
In terms of stuff like that.
I think that's true.
And the third thing I wanted to say, it's kind of escaping my mind at this moment, but it had to do with just the idea of doing things for yourself. Oh, yeah. You know, the wonderful thing about life and living in this country at this time is that, you know, it may shock you. It may, you know, be weird to hear, but I truly believe that you and me and people watching this and people who aren't watching have the ability and have the opportunity to live their absolute dream life. It's really just a matter of saying it to manifest it, right? You have to manifest. But then it turns into taking those actions and that manifestation, or taking those words and manifestation and turning it into action and actually doing it.
Yeah, I think that's definitely true. Actually, I watched a really interesting video the other day about, like, the idea of mediocrity and living a mediocre life.
Yes.
And how, like, even if you live a relatively normal life, everybody is able to live a life that is not just mediocre. Like, yeah, life can sometimes feel like a kind of a drag of, like, going to work every day or going to school every day, doing the same things every day. But you could say, all right, well, this is just how it is, and there's nothing I can do about it. Or you could take the free time that you do have to do the things that you enjoy with the people that you enjoy. And I think that shows much more of who you are than anything else. Like, your ability to put words into action, whether it be for yourself or for other people, is really important and really indicative of who you are. as a person. And I used to be like completely incapable of that. I would complain about things and then I would do nothing to change it.
Sure.
And used to be as in like 6 months ago, like for most of my life. And then I lost something that was really important to me, and I was like, wow, I can't let my inability to change take things from me anymore. Yeah. So sometimes you do need kind of a wake-up call to be like, okay, I gotta get it together. But, you know, like, I would say, for a long time I was just really negative.
Sure.
And I would be like, oh, I'm a really negative person, but I want to be better about it. And I would always say, oh, but I want to be better about it.
Yeah.
But then I didn't. Until I had that moment where I was like, okay, I can't let this happen anymore. I can't be this person anymore. I have to be better. And, you know, it's not always easy to put words into action. And that's okay. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes you just got to do it.
I think in our lives, the things that we want will never just fall in our lap. Like, you know, I'm sure in some instances it might, for some things, and it might happen in the movies.
Yeah.
But for us and for, you know, people who, like, we're college students, I'm not a millionaire, I'm not a billionaire, right? I didn't make it to the NBA. Maybe it's not too late. No, I'm just playing, but you know what I'm saying. So, but with that being said, knowing that things aren't just going to naturally happen, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
And like you said, and that's the part that's okay. It's okay that it's going to be difficult because it's not meant to be easy.
Yeah.
Right? Growth happens beyond the comfort zone. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
And with what you said in terms of the thing that happened to you or that you lost, I'm saying I can relate to that.
Yeah.
And I think the thing is everyone has a predisposition within them to gain that ability, that discipline, and that accountability that we talk about. But I also think, you know, something does have to happen in order for you to really just lock in and have what you call a wake-up call. I think it's one of those things about college that'll be the main theme of the season, right?
Yeah, when I really, I guess, had a wake-up call,
sure, I
was like, wow, I should tell everyone about this so that they can do the same thing. And that's just not how it works. People have to have their own things happen to really... And whether that be hearing something somebody says or experiencing something.
Elizabeth, you're talking about the canon events. And I was just talking to my mom about this. Listen, okay? We won't get too deep in this because I understand. I know. Trust me, I know. But I'll just say this one thing about it. You know, I was talking to her and I was like, you know, it's silly because it's from a cartoon. Have you seen Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
So they can go to the different dimensions and change things. That's the idea there. It's like you can't go to a different universe and change a canon event.
Yeah.
But in our universe, where we're not going to different places, you know, it really is a matter of I can't warn you or I can't let you know or I can't give you my opinion on a situation, even if I know exactly how it's going to turn out, because you need to find out for yourself.
Yeah. 100%.
And not just you, but just everyone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why when certain things now, when my friends talk to me about certain things, you know, and I'm sitting there like, oh, this poor dude,
no,
you know, this poor person, and then you just know you kind of have to sit back and kind of let things play out. It's because of that exactly. You have to learn in your own way, cope in your own way, grieve in your own way.
Yeah.
That way you can get through it in your own way, and then tap into the person that you're meant to be.
Yeah.
We're all capable of living beautiful lives.
I agree.
It's just a matter of taking those moments and turning them into something beautiful.
Yeah. So I guess the moral of the episode is if you've been putting off growth, if you've been putting off putting your words into action,
it's gotta happen.
Do it.
Yes.
Do it. It's worth it.
Don't hit snooze on life.
Okay.
Find where you feel uncomfortable, right? Because that's where the growth happens.
Mm-hmm.
Find where you feel most uncomfortable and stay there until you are comfortable.
Yeah.
And keep doing that.
Absolutely.
And when you do things like that, you will be able to achieve your dream life.
Yeah.
That's all we want.
I like that.
A life of purpose and fulfillment.
Yes. 100%. We're back with a Penn editorial board feature. This week we have our other co-photo editor, Cadence.
Hi, I'm Cadence Sninsky. I'm a media production major with a certificate in photography and digital imaging.
Perfect. All right. Do you want to tell us a little bit about how you started at the Penn?
Yeah, I started my freshman year spring semester. I had heard our editor-in-chief, Clea, talk about it the entire, time my fall semester, and heard her talking about, just wanting me to either join that or SGA. So finally, come around the spring semester, I gave it a try, and then, I was a photographer for my first semester, and then became the co-photo editor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I remember when you started, Renee was really excited about it. She was like, I hope Cadence is the next photo editor, co-photo editor. And I mean, because I feel like this sounds bad, but you had kind of big shoes to fill with the last co-photo editor, but I think you're doing a good job. So, thank you. Yeah. What do you like the most about working for the Penn?
I just like the opportunities it's been able to give me. I've been able to do stuff at the KCAC, and then this upcoming week I'm shooting a concert in Pittsburgh at the Thunderbird for a band called Kitchen Dwellers.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I was able to get a photo pass for that. That's gonna be one of my first actual concerts, which I'm really excited to do.
That's really exciting.
Yeah, so you talked about how you're a communication major. Kind of talk about how that, the classes you take, how does that help you out working at the Penn?
It's been able to just help me further my experience and have more to add to my portfolio as I go further in my education.
Mm-hmm. Do you? Oh wait, what was I gonna say?
What do you think of Dr. Ortiz?
I like her.
Bro.
Yeah.
She to go. She's my favorite. So did you take? So you're a sophomore now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what kind of classes are you in?
Right now, I'm in Kepich's TV production.
Oh, TV production. Okay, I took that. Yeah.
And then I'm in Fox's beginning photography.
Oh, nice. That's good. TV production is cool. That's an interesting class.
Yeah.
When did you get into photography? Was it a high school thing, or?
I had kind of always really enjoyed it, but I had never really been able to afford a DSLR, so I had just kind of used my phone, used kind of older cameras. I always loved film stuff as well.
Yeah.
But this past year I've been able to get a DSLR and recently just upgraded, but it's always kind of been something I wanted to do and something I've always been interested in.
Okay. So is that your goal long term?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of the Penncast Off the Record. We'll be back in 2 weeks for our last episode of the semester. But don't worry, we'll be back again next semester.
Yes, sir. Be safe. Thank you.